Hi and welcome back. In this video I'm gonna explain how to draw a sign diagram for a function. And I'm gonna call this part 2. There is also part 1 where I'm explaining how to draw a sign diagram for a graph. So if you do want to have a look at that one, you're more than welcome. But this one is going to be about drawing a sign diagram for a function. The first function that I'm going to use is y equal to x plus 3 and times x take away 1. If you do remember from before, we have talked about horizontal axis. So that's the line here. So we have talked about this one here. So that's our sign diagram, so horizontal line. And in order to draw the sign diagram, what we have done before, we had looked at the graph and we checked if the graph is above the x-axis or below x-axis. Now we don't have the graph, we do have function. So we have function, and this one is y is equal x plus 3 in the brackets times x take away 1. So what do we need to do next is to actually find the zeros of this function. So to find when this function y is equal to 0. And this is only going to happen when x plus 3, x take away 1 is equal to 0. And this is going to happen only if x plus 3 equal to 0 or if x take away 1 equal to 0. Now, we have to solve this, using algebra. So this would give us x equal to negative 3. So I'm not going to go through how to move, numbers from one side to another. But if you need to revise that, you're more than welcome. And x is equal to 1. So this function is equal to 0 when x is equal to negative 3. So we do have our critical values, and when x is equal to 1. So the next step is now to have a look or to decide or to calculate what's happening before negative 3, what is happening with this graph between negative 3 and 1, and after 1. So pretty much we want to know if the graph is above or below, above, below, above, and below. And how are we going to do that? So what we're going to do, we're going to choose a number, for example, that is bigger than 1. So any number bigger than 1. We can't choose 1 because if you choose 1, then this is equal to 0. 1 take away 1 is 0. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So we can't choose 1. It has to be bigger than 1. Let's choose x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2. Our function y is equal to 2 plus 3. 2 take away 1 equal to, when you just simplify this, is 5 times 1, and it's positive 5, which is bigger than 0. Which means that the graph here is positive. 5 is positive, bigger than 0, so the graph is going to be positive. And as the factors are single, those are the factors, and they are single. So here's the power 1 and power 1. So the signs alternate. What does it mean? So it means signs alternate. It means that here the sign should be negative and here should be positive. So I'm just going to use green, but we're just going to check this just to make sure. And how are we going to do that? Now, we're going to choose a number between negative 3 and 1. So what number can we choose? 0. 0 is a good number to choose. So x is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. And same, replace all x's with 0. So, and 0 take away 1. So it's 3, negative 1, which is negative number less than 0. and because it's negative number, it means that this is going to be negative, it's going to be below x-axis. And as I said before, as the factors are single, so the signs will alternate, and we have positive here, negative, and this one here is positive. And if you do want to check this sign here, so you can choose a number less than -3 and then see what is happening. So in part 1, so using the graph, it will look like this. So it's above, so it should be like here, it's above. Between -3 and 1, it's below x-axis, and then it's above. So graph, it would look something like that. So let's go to move on to another question. So the next one I have picked for us is something like this. Okay. Y equal to -2x take away 4 to the power of 2. Same with this. So when is this going to be equal to 0? Y is equal to 0 only when this part is going to be equal to 0, because -2 is never going to be equal to 0, it's just -2. So therefore, only when x take away 4 is equal to 0. And that will happen only when x is equal to 4. Now, we may have sign diagram. So this is our critical value, x equal to 4. And same as before, we're going to check if the graph is above or below the x-axis by seeing if the function is positive or negative. How are we going to do that? Yep, that's right. We're going to choose a number bigger than 4 or less than 4. Doesn't make any difference. I'm going to choose bigger than 4. What number is bigger than 4? I would say 5. X equal to 5. Replace the values of x. So it's 5 take away 4 to the power of 2. And whatever you're going to have inside, positive or negative, is going to be positive because of this power. So, and you have -2. So any positive number times by negative is going to be -2. It's going to be negative number, so which is less than 0. So that means he is negative sign. And as the factor is squared, okay, factor is squared, so it means that the signs do not change. What does it mean? It means we should have the same sign here, but we're going to check that. So a number less than 4 is 0. 0 is a nice number. So x is equal to 0. Y is equal -2, 0 take away 4 to the power of 2. As I said before, anything inside positive or negative, because it's to the power of 2, it will become positive, times negative, it will be negative number, so which is less than 0. See, I'm not even bothered to find what the number is, I'm just looking for the sign. So therefore, it's negative, and I'm going to change the color there. Okay, so now, what have I picked next? Maybe I'm just gonna draw a line here, so can fit one more question. So this is question 2, this is question 3, and the one before it was 1. Okay, y is equal to x times x plus 3, and this is, I'm gonna get rid of this. This is equal to 0. This function is equal to 0 only when x plus 3 is equal to 0. And that will happen only if x is equal to 0 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. Remember that a times b equal to 0 only if a equal to 0 or b equal to 0. And x is equal to 0, that's one critical value, and x is equal to -3. So we do have 2 critical values. Now I have the line like that. So horizontal axis, x, critical values, let's say -3 here, 0 there, and same now. You choose a number bigger than 0. Let's 5. So 5 plus 3 is 8 and times 5. So if I go here, 5 plus 3, all this you can see here now is going to give me positive number. So therefore, I'm going to have here positive. And as the factor is not squared, is the single, so the signs alternate. Again, what does it mean? So it should be negative here, should be positive there. But we're going to check. So we're going to check algebraically, but you can also do it using graphics calculator. So when you plug in this equation and then you use something y calculate, and they ask for x, and x is equal something. And I have shown this before, and maybe I'm gonna make a video of how to use graphics calculator for this as well. So let's go back to this and see the number between -3 and 0. So it was a number -1, so -1. So if I have here -1, okay, -1 here, and then -1 plus 3. -1 plus 3 is positive. Positive times negative. So this is going to be positive. Positive times negative should be, and it will be negative. So, yep, therefore it's negative. And then again, the signs will alternate, but you can check this one here. So you can choose, for example, x is -5 or something like that. So -5, so that will be here. -5 plus 3 is going to be negative, so negative times negative is positive. So, but you can try to do it on the paper. Okay, now let's move on to next one, and that would be 4, question 4, yes. Okay, question 4. I don't know how many more questions I have. I think 2 more. So the next one, y is equal to 2x take away 1 and 3 take away x. This is equal to 0 only if 2x take away 1 times 3x is equal to 0. That's only going to happen if the first part is equal to 0 or the second part is equal to 0. And again, you solve it, okay? And you're looking for critical values, and you move -1 to this side, becomes +1, divide by 2, and becomes half. So, sign diagram, okay, horizontal line. Critical values, we're going to have half, and we're going to have 3, and we can see the factors are single, so we're expecting the signs to alternate. And how are we going to do that? Choose the number. How are we going to find the signs? Choose the number bigger than 3. So let's say 5. Okay, I'm just going to go with 1. X equal to 5. Y is equal to 2 times 5. Take away 1. 3 take 5. That's 10. Take away 1. It's 9 times -2. And it's going to be negative number, which is less than 0. And it means the graph is going to be below x-axis. The signs should alternate. We can check here quickly. Half, before half, we do have 0. So if you substitute 0 here instead of x, that will be 0. That will be negative. And this, it's 0. So negative times positive should be negative. So we would have negative here. And as we said before, they alternate. So it's positive there. But if you do want to check this one here, you can use, for example, x equal to 1. Okay, and then y equal to 2 times 1. So we're going to replace every x with 1. And then 3 take away 1 equal to 2 times 1, it's 2. Take away 1, it's 1. 3 take away 1, it's 2. So it's positive number. It's 2, it's bigger. So that is correct. So you can always check if you want to, and as I said, you can use graphics calculator if you do prefer that. So we have, that was 4. Go to next one. I think I have 2 more. Yes, I have planned to do 2 more questions. So what was the question before? And now we have 5. Okay, question 5. So this one, it does look a little bit different. So x plus 2 and function. So when is this equal to 0? When is this equal to 0? If you do remember, we can't have 0 in denominator. We can't have 0. We can't divide by 0. So, and this function is equal to 0 if numerator is equal to 0. So therefore, we can say is equal to 0 only if x take away 1 is equal to 0. And that's happening, it will happen when x is equal to 1. That is your critical value. But also, we have to check, what is happening in denominator here, okay? X plus 2. We know that x plus 2 can't be equal to 0. So therefore, from here, x can't be equal to negative 2. So we move 2 to this side, negative 2. Let's check this. If I choose x equal negative 2, so negative 2 plus 2 will be 0. So we can't have that. So x can't be equal to negative 2. Let's draw the sign diagram. So what's happening here for this value, x, if x is equal to negative 2, function is not defined. So function doesn't exist. Again, you can see that in part 1, that graph is approaching x equal to negative 2, but it's never gonna, touch it or cross it. So, as I said, you can have a look in part 1. Now, sign diagram. Sign diagram. Okay, critical values, x equal to 1, so that's 1, and x can't be equal to negative 2, not defined. So, and this is how we're going to label that. So it's negative 2. Again, we do have factors that are single, so the signs should alternate. I'm going to choose a number bigger than 1. X is equal to 2. So y is equal 2, take away 1, 2 plus 2, that's 1/4. It is positive, is going to give us positive. Here should be negative. I'm going to choose 0 because 0 is in between. It's easy, easier to calculate. 0, 0, take away 1, it's negative. 0 plus 1 is positive, negative, positive. It's going to give me what? Negative, that's correct. And we're going to have positive here. And again, you can check this one here on your own, choosing a number less than negative 2. I hope all this makes sense. So just to remind you, when you do have fraction a, b, so it's equal to 0 only if a is equal to 0, b can't be equal to 0. Yep. Okay, and one more, which is last one. Remember, 5, that would be, let me check, question 6. Okay, question 6. Question 6. So I'm going to have y equal to 4, take away x, and 2x plus 3, and x take away 2. Now, when is this equal to 0? What did we say before? Only if numerator is equal to 0. Okay, only if 4 take away x is equal to 0, and that's going to happen when x is equal to 4. Okay, critical value, x equal to 4, and then function will be equal to 0. But we have to check denominator, this part here, to see what's happening. So what do we know about denominator? Can't be equal to 0. So 2x plus 3 times x take away 2 can't be equal to 0. So it means this factor can't be equal to 0, and this one can't be equal to 0. And we need to solve that. 2x can't be equal to -3. Divide both sides by 2, can't be -3/2. And this one can't be equal to 2. Okay, more critical values. Sketching the sign diagram. So sign diagram, just gonna here. Okay, x. Let's have a look. What do we have? X is equal to 4, 0 of the function. Can't be equal to 2, can't be equal to -3/2. So this is dotted lines. -3/2 can't be equal to 2, and then it's equal to, when it's equal to 4, function is equal to 0. Again, we do have single factors, so therefore the signs will alternate. How are we going to find the signs? So we're looking for the number bigger than 4. You don't have always to start from this side. You can start from that side, depends what you want. Or you can start in between or here. Doesn't make any difference. So I'm going to start with here, a number bigger than 4. Let's choose x is equal to 5. And substitute y is equal 4, take away 5, and then 2 times 5 plus 3, 5 take away 2, and all this should give you 10, that's positive, and here's going to be positive number. So the final answer would be negative. Okay, so again, you can check that one. You can see that I'm not interested in what the number is, so I'm only looking, is it positive or negative? So it's negative here. So, and as I said before, should be positive here, should be negative as they alternate, and then should be positive. Let's just choose one that's easy to calculate. For example, a number between -3/2 and 2 is 0. So let's choose 0. See what's going to happen. If x is equal to 0, so 4 take away x is 4. Okay, so if x is equal to 0, y is equal 4 take away 0 is just 4. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. So that's 3. And then 0 take away 2, it's negative number, so it's -2. And this is equal to 4. Positive times negative is negative. So positive and negative is going to give you negative, and we have negative. So we can confirm it's negative here. I'm going to leave those in greens. You can check by using the numbers, plugging in, calculating. And that would be all for this video. I hope this is helping and clarifying a little bit about sign diagram. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.